Good afternoon, Exeter. For this week's report, the Select Board hears Public Safety Complex project updates. Data shows improvements in oyster and fish numbers coming out of the Squamscott River, and the Exeter Farmers Market builds community and connections in the Parkway. For Exeter TV, I'm Bob Glowacki, and this is the Exeter Biweekly Report. Let's get started. In March of 2021, voters approved a warrant article to evaluate options for a new public safety complex. The results of this evaluation process was presented to the Select Board on August 22nd, along with other agenda items. At last week's Select Board meeting, there was a swearing-in ceremony for new Officer Jacob Hall and a promotional ceremony for Officer Ben Clouthier, who has been promoted to Sergeant. Longtime train advocate Bob Hall spoke to the board about a proposal to build a bathroom at the train station. This is in an effort to make the Exeter stop more welcoming to commuters.
Unfortunately, we are great at being able to have Exeter people in the area go from Exeter to different communities. But our goal is to have other people come here. And with that in mind, we absolutely need to deal with the issue of a bathroom. It's been 20 years and there's no public restroom. And I've always said on most of the other communities along the line, there are hosts at the train stations. I perform that duty unofficially. Mm-hmm. And the number one question I always get asked is, where's the closest bathroom? I say a half a mile at the town hall, which is not too inviting for somebody who has to use the bathroom.
Finance Director Corey Stevens gave his quarterly financial report. The main part of the meeting consisted of an update on the Public Safety Complex Analysis Project from Dave Sharples.
In concert with the Select Board, the Facilities Advisory Committee, town staff, LaValle, Brensinger Architects, MRI, and their subconsultants, we reviewed a host of options combinations to site a new police station and or new fire station with or without a substation. We looked at locating it at the existing site at 20 Court Street. We looked at our town-owned property on Holland Way. We looked at 3032 Court Street, and we looked at 6 Continental Drive, which is a town-owned parcel that the town purchased maybe about 12, 15 years ago or so for this purpose of public safety use. And through these discussions with the Select Board, Facilities Advisory Committee, town staff, we did develop conceptual plans for a new police station and fire substation at the town-owned land at 6 Continental. If you remember, I came before this board and we discussed with or without a fire station, and it was decided to move forward with plans and estimates for a new PD and with a fire substation, and that's part of what will be presented tonight.
The update included a presentation on conceptual plans for a new police station and a fire substation at the town-owned land at 6 Continental Drive, as well as conceptual designs comparing a renovated fire station with a new fire station at 32 Court Street. Information about the project can be found on the town website. On the project page, you can find video walkthroughs of the departments showing the current state of the building, links to meetings such as the Select Board where the project was discussed, and PDFs of plans, cost estimates, and more in the supporting documents section. The town has made many investments over the years to upgrade facilities and conserve land to better protect our natural resources. One such project is the Piscataqua Region Monitoring Collaborative. The group met last month and discussed new data showing positive results in the Squamscott River. We spoke to DPW Director Jennifer Perry and Director of the Piscataqua Region Estuaries Partnership, Dr. Kyle Mazzo, for more information.
PRMC is the Piscataqua Region Monitoring Collaborative, and it's a group of municipalities who discharge wastewater to the Great Bay watershed, and we're all working together, providing additional funding for research that needs to occur so that we're monitoring water quality in Great Bay and monitoring its recovery over time as we're making improvements to wastewater treatment, and other reductions in pollutant load.
Much of this research is done in the field, and part of that work is based out of the University of New Hampshire's Coastal Marine Laboratory in Newcastle, where Prep Director Colette Mazzo explained more about the positive results in data they've been seeing.
Since 1993, we had 26 million oysters in this estuary. And 3 or 4 years ago, we were down to around 2 million, which would have been over a 90% loss of oysters. Oysters are such incredible habitat. They're like pool filters, right? They're filtering the water all the time. So to go from 26 million down to 2 million, it just hurt, right? It hurts for so many reasons. It hurt because they're delicious to eat. They're a great habitat for fish. They clean the water. The good news is, for the first time in maybe 20 years, we have 2 or 3 years in a row where we're above 5 million oysters. So now we've only lost more like 83% of our oysters. It's still a heavy, heavy loss, but at least we're moving in the right direction.
Data from Fish and Game has also shown a large increase in fish populations. This ongoing research is proving to be important for local communities in the watershed.
Exeter has been contributing to the monitoring efforts for several reasons. One, we need to know that our significant investments that we've been making in our wastewater treatment plant, in Great Dam removal, what effects these have on the environment, and proving that we are making a positive improvement on the environment.
The more that communities feel like they understand what's going on, and they can understand why they're seeing the ups and downs that they're seeing, the more they're willing to support many of these interventions, which are not easy. Look, we understand that. It's not easy to spend $70 million on a new wastewater treatment plant, which is, I think, around what we spent in the town of Exeter. There's so many good reasons to do a better job of taking care of our landscape in an environmentally and sort of infrastructure way. But we need that data so that we can tell the story. You know, in the end, we humans, we need a story, and the data is part of the story. The other part of the story is why we love what we love. Why do you love the water? Why do you love being able to take your kids out here and see critters and not see any litter? You know how lucky we are? I mean, look at this place. It's beautiful. Let's keep it that way.
If you're interested in learning more about the Piscataqua Region Estuary Partnership and their work, you can visit their website, prepestuaries.org, and stay tuned for an upcoming episode of Exeter Outdoors where we dig into the data and learn more about the research going on in our waterways. The Exeter Farmers Market has been a great place to get fresh food for many years, but it has also been a way to build community. Izzy Edwards took a trip to the market last week to learn more.
I love this farmer's market because it's in Swayze Park. I love being by the water, and it honestly attracts a different crowd than even the Portsmouth market. It's a lot more families in this area, which I love, and I just enjoy the people. For me, I am a farmer at Throwback Brewery, and I love growing the produce, and it's really important to grow community and also teach people about the food that we grow, because we grow a lot of different things at Throwback. And I like introducing new things to people. Like, we have cucamelons today, which are in the cucumber family, but they taste like a lime-dipped cucumber and look like a mini watermelon. A lot of people don't get to see that. So I think food awareness and community building is kind of our goal at Throwback.
Coming to this farmer's market, I can go get fresh jelly, you know what I mean? Like, things I would never even expect. And I mean, having like a supermarket and stuff like that is great, but also having local homegrown stuff it's better.
For me, it's a fun way to explore different people and what they're, producing, and it's also a cool way to support local businesses and just kind of get out there and connect and just support people, really. And knowing where my produce is coming from, you know, I think it's better than getting it from like grocery stores. I think they're just produced in like a safer way, so it's important to know where it's coming from and being able to support people who are making food for us. So
yeah, and like also just coming together as a community, getting to know other people with similar interests,
Totally.
Meeting new people in the area. Yeah, there's a lot of benefits.
Yeah, it's like an art too, when people
Yeah.
bring their own touch of like culture. Especially, I know there was like Ukrainian food, so that's really cool to see people offering us a new cuisine too, so that's really fun.
The Farmers Market takes place in Swayze Parkway every Thursday from 2:30 to 6 p.m. till October 27th, so be sure to stop by. And finally, a quick reminder about the UFO Festival that kicks off tomorrow morning in the Town Hall after a 2-year absence due to COVID. For more information, go to their website, exeterufofestival.org. That does it for this week's report. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe to help us spread the word. We'll be back in 2 weeks for the next edition of the show. For Exeter TV, I'm Bob Glowacki, and this has been the Exeter Biweekly Report. Have a good weekend, everyone.